Welcome to today's Explainer. We are unpacking something incredibly fascinating today, literally bridging ancient historical secrets directly to modern financial mechanics. If building wealth sometimes feels like a giant, complex puzzle, you're really going to appreciate how timeless and surprisingly simple the actual formula is once we just strip away all that extra noise. Okay, let's dive into this. The truth is, the fundamental rules of wealth building really haven't changed in over 4,000 years. Back in 1926, George S. Clason published a classic book called The Richest Man in Babylon, which delivered financial advice through parables set 4,097 years earlier. Think about that for a second. The exact same principles that governed the gold purses of ancient Babylonians were the exact same principles that govern our digital bank accounts today, even if they didn't have to budget for a monthly streaming service. The math of money just doesn't change. To make this super actionable, we're going to follow a really clear roadmap today. First up, ancient wisdom, modern wealth. Second, the 50-30-20 budget rule. Third, the magic of compound interest. And finally, automating your financial future. All right, starting off with section 1, ancient wisdom, modern wealth. So our goal right off the bat is to take those ancient Babylonian parables and execute them using the incredibly powerful frictionless tools we have at our fingertips today. Now, I want to speak directly to you for a second. If you hear the word budget and immediately feel a wave of anxiety, hey, you're not alone. Detailed budgets can be incredibly complex to manage. Tracking every single penny, every morning coffee, every random transaction, it's completely overwhelming. Behaviorally, it just leads to severe decision fatigue. And honestly, that fatigue is exactly why so many people give up on managing their money altogether. They just burn out. But the fundamental rules of money remain beautifully simple. Today, we're going to simplify the whole shebang so you don't have to stress over sprawling spreadsheets ever again.
Moving right along to section 2, the 50-30-20 budget rule.
This right here is your financial foundation, utilizing the classic rule of 3. And this brilliantly illustrates a really straightforward method, actually recommended by institutions like the United Nations Federal Credit Union, to organize your spending without the headache. You just take your income and you divide it into 3 distinct slices, 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. But here's the absolutely crucial part to get right. How do you calculate that starting number? Well, you look at your paycheck after taxes are withheld. However, you don't subtract other automatic deductions like health insurance or retirement contributions just yet. Those deductions are actually going to be counted inside this 50-30-20 breakdown. Let's rapidly break down those first 2 slices. Your needs make up 50%. This is your I literally can't live without it category. We're talking rent, mortgage, utility bills, basic groceries, healthcare, and the minimum required payments on any loans. If it's an absolute, non-negotiable necessity for survival, it goes right here. Contrast that with your wants, which get 30%. These are things you simply choose to enjoy. That premium streaming subscription, want. Hobbies, weekend restaurant meals, vacations. These are the things that make life deeply fun, but they are choices for sure, not fundamental necessities. And finally, we have the last 20%, the savings category. This is exactly how you fund your future goals and build genuine financial security. This slice covers building up your emergency funds, your contributions to retirement accounts, saving for a down payment, and, very importantly, paying down debt beyond the minimum payment amount. Think of this 20% as paying your future self. And behaviorally, why is 20% the magic number? Well, because it strikes the perfect psychological balance. It ensures you're aggressively securing your tomorrow without triggering that intense deprivation fatigue that makes you just want to quit and spend all your money today. Now for section 3, the magic of compound interest. Now that your foundation is firmly set with your 20% savings, it's time to shift gears. We're moving to the engine of our wealth formula, transitioning from simply saving your money to actively multiplying it. Compound interest is widely considered the absolute most powerful concept in all of finance. Why? Because it calculates interest not just on the principal amount you deposited, but also on the previously earned interest. It's like a giant snowball rolling down a hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, making its surface area bigger. That larger size allows it to pick up even more snow at an increasingly faster rate. That is your money literally earning its own money. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is watching this mathematical snowball in action. Let's walk through a specific scenario mapped out by Financial Mentor.
Let's say you start with a beginning balance of $25,000. You apply your new budgeting skills to deposit a steady, disciplined $500 every single month. And let's say you earn an average 7% interest rate compounded monthly. Look at this progression. In year 5, your balance is a healthy $71,000. By year 10, it's over $137,000. Your total interest is just going faster and faster.
But here is the stunning wow moment I really want you to focus on. Look at year 15. Your total deposits over that decade and a half equaled $115,000, but the interest you earned? $115,629. At this exact point, the interest earned actually becomes larger than the total money you actively put in. No way, right? Your money is now working harder than you are. This is exactly what those ancient Babylonians meant when they said to make your gold work for you.
Let's move on and see how this builds when we tweak the mechanics just a little bit. We know we want to invest early, invest often, and hold as long as possible. But there's another crucial factor here: the compounding interval. Look at these two investments side by side. Both start as a one-time $1,000 deposit. Both earn 8%. Both are held for a standard 40 years, but investment A compounds daily while investment B compounds annually. Changing just that one single variable creates a massive divergence over time.
That difference is exactly $2,794.04. Think about what that means for a second. That is extra, completely free wealth generated purely because investment A was compounded daily instead of annually. It required absolutely zero extra labor from you. You didn't have to work an extra shift. You didn't have to save an extra penny. It's purely structural. It absolutely proves that compounding intervals matter immensely when you're deciding where to put your money. The more frequently it compounds, the faster your wealth multiplies.
Let's bring it home with Section 4, automating your financial future.
So we have the foundation, we have the engine. Now we need to lock these ancient secrets in so they happen without us ever having to think about them, the autopilot phase. We do this through recurring investments. Why is this so vital behaviorally? Well, first, it spreads your investment purchases out over time. This is a strategy known as dollar cost averaging. Instead of trying to guess the perfect day to buy, you just buy a little bit constantly. This naturally reduces the risk of buying all your assets right when prices happen to be sky high. But far more importantly, it takes human emotion entirely out of the equation. When the market gets volatile and prices drop, human nature makes us panic. We want to stop investing. By automating the process, you short-circuit that anxiety. You actually end up buying more shares at lower prices automatically, establishing incredibly disciplined habits without all the stress. So the crucial point here is that execution is empowering. This is literally 5 minutes of work that buys back decades of your time. On modern brokerage platforms like Fidelity, for example, the steps take just a few clicks. Step 1, you log in and choose your security type, maybe an ETF or a mutual fund. Step 2, you enter the ticker symbol and the specific dollar amount you want to invest. Step 3, select your frequency, maybe every 2 weeks, perfectly timed with your paycheck. Step 4, you choose your start day, link your funding bank account, and hit confirm. Done. That's it. Your wealth building is now running on a cold, calculated, emotionless loop, quietly building your future in the background.
We've covered the 50-30-20 budget to secure your foundation. We've unleashed the mathematical snowball of compound interest as your engine. And we've shown you how to put the whole system on autopilot to protect you from your own emotions. You now possess the exact 4,000-year-old formula for wealth, seamlessly updated for the modern world. So, my challenge to you is this. Now that you have the blueprint, how will you automate your next paycheck? Start today, make your money work for you, and I'll see you in the next explainer.